Before we begin this video, ladies and gentlemen, I feel obligated to make this video to give my point of view because not only have I made a video on Yandere Simulator, well, it was a DLC more or less, but I've made a video posted here on YouTube where I've played with Yandere. I'll give that one a context in just a second, but another reason that I'm making this video is because, I make content on Dark Deception, and so anything related to them, I'll talk about it here. We talked about when the monster lawsuit energy happened, we talked about when the Unity bullcrap happened, and now, because Glowstick Entertainment has worked with Yandere in the past, just recently, as recent as a few months ago, I feel obligated to talk about it. So what happened? Yesterday I saw this tweet from Glowstick Entertainment. I was like, what are they talking about? They were talking about this blog post from Yandere, and Glowstick Entertainment was like, after listening to those audio, they decided to cut off all the ties from Yandere. They're pulling the DLC from Steam completely, and there will be no more Yandere Simulator at all. That even includes their future collaboration, because there was a future game, a separate game, solo game, not the multiplayer one, in development between them called the Janos Lovesick Lab, but I'm pretty sure some of you might have heard about it. So that has been cancelled completely. And so before we move forward, I'll be taking down this video where I played the Yandere Simulator DLC, which was Monsters and Mortals, where I played the DLC with Vince, creator of Dark Deception, the creator of Yandere Simulator Yandere, whom are we talking about today, Ayano voice actress herself, and I believe the music composer, as well as other YouTubers, Bijou Mike, Game Salmon. I will also not be playing on their map in Monsters and Mortals. I will not be playing as their characters. Of course, nothing goes against the folks who made it, but don't want any association with that. Everybody knows that I've never played Yandere Simulator, and I'll probably never will after this. So you might be wondering, okay, what happened? How did we end up here? A couple days ago, somebody came forward and exposed Yandere. Someone who was underage, 16 years old, has come forward with hard proof, evidence, audio recordings from voice chats in Discord, Snapchat conversations, and so much more that solidly proves that Yandere was actively engaged in a predatory manner behavior with this 16-year-old girl, a fan. Not only that, they were grooming this young girl, this fan, the fan who looked up to Yandere. Now, before we move forward, there is a conversation happening that a lot of these times we hear the statement that people should know better to get themselves involved into these situations. I will say this, there are victim blaming, like it's happening at the moment, but at the same time we gotta understand, these are kids, ladies and gentlemen. If someone is showing them love and affection, no matter the evil intentions, they will see only that love and attention. We know that during the teen era, everybody's going through those changes within themselves, and the way they see in their society, the depression, their family problems, and all those problems in their lives. When they see this, they're like, okay, they start to feel comfortable. I can't really get myself, in my opinion, it's an opinion, I don't think it is right in any way, shape, or form to blame the victim. Kids I'm talking about specifically, because they're naive, they're learning. And I will say to the parents and the guardians and all the adults out there to better not just themselves but also teach their kids about stuff like this. We gotta have these awkward conversations. We gotta have these serious conversations with our kids regarding these stuff, because this is only one of God knows how many on a regular daily basis, ladies and gentlemen. These are the stuff that only people who come forward with hard proof. Even after the recordings came forward and the Snapchat recordings, this person was smart that they recorded, not made screenshots, because then it would have been like, okay, screenshots can't be fake. It's 100%. There were theories going around that the voice recordings were not really official, real. They were just AI. And all of that was put to rest when Yandere made a blog post talking about it, confirming all of it, saying, it was disgusting behavior. It's not an apology. It's neither here nor there. They basically confirming that they're saying it was disgusting, shouldn't have happened, and all the other stuff. I'll link everything in the description if you want to hear the conversation. It's disgusting. Boils me when I hear stuff like this, when I read stuff like this, but I'll link all of that down in the description, and I really encourage everyone to come forward, because I know folks, kids who go through this, they don't want to tell anybody, because part of the whole situation is they feel guilty themselves. They feel disgusted by themselves first and foremost that they let this happen. Trust me, nobody feels more disgusted and disappointed than those to whom it happens. Not the predators, not the people who assaults them, verbally, physically. It's real, ladies and gentlemen. So the voice actors of these characters in Yandere Simulator have cut ties, but there's another story here, okay? Now, like I said, I've played with the voice of Ayano, I have played with Yandere. We didn't talk much at all. It was mostly whatever it was in the stream, but even with that little time, I never felt like we could ever connect. I was like, because I already had, heard about those statements from people, but I never really knew to what extent things were going, because this isn't the first time an accusations have made, but this is the first time we're with hard proof. Yeah, we had proof before, but this is a hard evidence that this is it. Because if there were hard evidences before, we would not have got to this point where Close to Cinema would have made a collaboration with them. Because I remember when Close to Cinema first announced, and I covered it here on my channel, a lot of people were telling me that Smack, this ain't it, coach, but I didn't know. So I would like to apologize on that aspect as well. There's a lot of argument here that now, only after the proof has come forth, hard evidence, that people are announcing that we don't want anything to do with Yandere. People who have worked with him for years. I'm not naming names, I'm not saying anybody, but like I said, I've only come in contact with Yandere. I had never played Yandere Simulator, so I don't even know to what extent those, allegations and accusations were made, and to what extent these situations were. It has been going, but now I do. I've educated myself on whatever has happened. I will provide some links in the description for you to check out. Some YouTubers made excellent videos on the whole matter, and of course the sensitive subject on this as well. So TLDR, Galactic Entertainment has cut off ties with Yandere. Voice actors are leaving. We have the blog post and all that other stuff. It's my message to everyone. Be vigilant. Be smart. Don't ever look up or idolize creators at all. Whether it be Hollywood celebrities or your, random YouTubers. Horrendous crime, pathetic, disgusting behavior, taking advantage of someone who look up to you with respect and admiration. Losing respect and admiration is one thing. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be certain steps being taken so that no other young kid would have to go through like this. At the moment, whilst it's happening, they might not feel it. Few years down the line, it'll affect their whole life. It'll affect the relationships that they'll have, whether it be with their family or whoever. It'll affect their livelihood, lifestyle, the way they live in a society. These things, ladies and gentlemen, have nasty, nasty effect on the psyche and future. And at that point, they just feel like they're to be blamed because they let this happen. So next time, whenever you try to victim blame, specifically on kids, I'm not even going to talk about or touch the other aspect. Just bear in mind that these are kids. They don't know much better. We need to take steps. Educate yourself in these matters. Don't be afraid to speak up. Even if it feels like there's nobody out there to hear you. Believe me, there are. And you're not alone. Stay strong. And if you're feeling like you're down, you're in the darkness, there's no way out. There is. Believe. Have faith. And keep moving forward.